On the table today at Squirrel Stampede, we have Prism, Chard, icebergs. Icebergs on the table, that's odd. Oh no, wait, it's Angles Voyage and No Place 2.5-inch action figures of Sonic Prime to go through. Oh no, there is Angel's ship now headed through the icebergs of watery, interesting things. Oh, whoa, the squirrels are here. They've commandeered a Treasure X battleship and they are grumpy. There looks to be an attack on the table, Squirrels versus Sonic Prime. But we've got some great looking 2.5-inch scale figures to go through today, especially this fantastic Angel's ship. Look how large it is as Sonic and Rouge take on blows and others fight for their squirrelific lives. Oh, what a calamity on table. Those Prism Shardbergs are everywhere. Whoa, what a battle. So yeah, we're going to go through some great looking 2.5-inch scaled figures of Sonic Prime today. Follow along as we discover the high seas of Prime.
Squirrel Stampede.
So how about we look at some crew before we look at Angel's ship? Kind of one of the reasons it took me a while to get to the boat was to get to the crew. You gotta have a team to man the boat, of course. This is the No Place figure collection pack. 3 figures included: Sonic Prime, with No Place themed Sonic, Batten Rouge, and Tails. Tails is getting the best names so far in this series. Also a launching cannon and a blue shard. And you'll notice we already have a Tails down here. How did that happen? Well, over on TikTok, I opened up one of these, a Paradox Prism capsule. And inside, there is another series of minifigure to behold. These are more like little action scene stands with unarticulated figures, but they're certainly cool to add into your collection, and they also come with shards. We'll check out a couple more as we move along. So let's see these 3 out of pack. And a racing out of package. First time I'm seeing Sonic in the 2.5-inch scale today for the Prime universe. For the scale, they're pretty well detailed. Not really losing that much detail, to be honest, and actually, maybe the 2.5-inch figure line is a little better to go with because these guys' joints have been so squirrely. They like to pop off and all that awful stuff. These guys at a smaller scale will probably work a little bit better for you with less limb detachment. Sonic looking pretty good. Quills on the back of the head, got the No Place gloves and shoes running about, and articulation with these guys usually up at the shoulder point with a hinge and a rotation point. A little bit of the wrist rotation there, maybe not, and hips there that can bend and run, and feet there kind of runs at the point of the hip. So not too much, but just enough to really do what you need to do for that scale of figure. Couple accessories with the pack. There's our blue shard, a little piece of blue plastic. I'm not sure if there's a way to stand this up. Oh, there's a little point that you can place this onto something. Not really included, I don't think. And a cannon piece, that's kind of fun. A string launching cannon. Place the ball into the cannon if you can. See if I can get this going in there. Pull back the plunger, that'll help. And if you do this just right, we'll shoot a little cannonball piece. Always fun to have a little extra accessory kind of themed to the No Place Angels Voyage ship. There's Landry, he's a squirrel. Wait, there's Tails. Got Tails mixed up with Landry for a second there. What? This might be the coolest figure I've seen in a while for this scale. Not only do we have a great looking No Place Tails designed figure, but we also have this tail arm, this extra mechanical arm with extra articulation. That's really quite done well. You've got the common other points of articulation with head rotation, shoulders, and leg, feet, and even some tails on a ball joint, which are really nicely done. But then, yeah, this extra attachment of a tail swipe for some great old pirate action. Quick combo comparison with the tails of the Paradox Prism capsules. Same scale pretty much with these, only this has really no articulation to speak of. But it's still fun. It's still really fun. They did so well with this. Look, even the hat striped. Great paintwork. Kind of a casual, boring Tails stare, but other than that, great looking figure. And then Batten Rouge is here. We see Rouge so rarely on desk, I sometimes call her Rogue. I don't really believe I even have a Rouge in this scale from a normal 2.5-inch figure collection. I'm gonna have to dig around. I don't believe I do. Or do I? I don't know. Advent calendar? Maybe. Rouge here, also with the great points of articulation up there at the head rotation point, a little bit tight because of those wings on her back, but the wings are articulated, so if you flip them back, you might be able to get her head to move now. Yeah, there we go. I like that. The wings actually are articulated. I did not expect that. That's so great for this scale. Shoulders, and I keep wanting to say there's wrist, but I don't think there is. It's all in the shoulders and a little bit in the hips too. So she's a great looking figure, a little taller than the other two, but certainly necessary for Angles Voyage. So certainly keep a tail out for this set. This 3-pack set to function well with Angles Voyage. So we first laid eyes upon this one during a toy show last summer. Angles Voyage, a giant sailing vessel of nowhere. It's such an odd piece for the Sonic the Hedgehog series of items of toy. Never expected we would see such an interesting mechanical wonder. The exclusive figure, Captain Knuckles the Dread, included, of course. And a few other piratey things like more firing cannons. It will be interesting if there is a spot for this extra one we picked up. Rolling wheels, trapdoors, and secret cargo bays. Certainly a place to be for all these 2¼ inch action figures. Let's get out. Yeah, some assembly required. A ship in a box, a Knuckles in a box, and a whole bunch of cannons. Plus some fancy instructions. Ship bone connected to the mast bone connected to the rudder bone. I think we'll figure this out. Can't be too difficult. So we take one of these and add one of those. Add a back door. And squeeze it all together. Add on the deck. And make sure the railing goes around. Then add in the sails. And look at that, they actually placed the stickers on for us. How very thoughtful. And then throw on some rigging. Then add a few popper cannons. These front saily deals. A masty matey. And with that and the 4th cannon popper installed from the 3-pack, we've got Angles Voyage completed. Now, I've noticed throughout the last couple years a general decline in playset or even everyday toy declinage of quality. This thing is altogether put. It's quite impressive. It is quite an impressive ship build. Even the process of building the ship was so clean. Everything fit together so well. And if you do wish, I believe you could retake this apart and place back into box if wanted to. The way everything fits together, the way the deck tabs go into the hull, or the way the hull just seams together, everything is so clean. And then look at all this rigging, all this extra sails and rigging. You've got a main sail here, you've got a secondary front sail with Angel Knuckles up front. You've got rigging going up both the sides to hold them together, a sail up front at the mast, and then look at this back sail for movement. You could rotate back and forth. There's so plenty of things to do with this really highly detailed vessel. Nicely done. And of course we have Angel here. What's Angel up to? Captain Knuckles here, kind of absent of an accessory. He could really use a sword. I guess he could borrow Rouge's sword there. But good looking figure. Second Knuckles we've seen in the Sonic Prime figures. Look at those gnarly echidna dreads. That's fun how they worked on those. Just a great high seas version of Knuckles today to add to the vessel. We can place Knuckles back here at the helm. There is a little bit of tightness for characters, I've noticed. Because of all the sailage, going to be hard to find spots for everybody, I think. I wish we had more deck posts too, but that's just some side notes. We got a couple deck posts up front though, so we can place sails tails, or was that tails sails? No, sails tails up front here. Oh, he's got enough armage that he'll just hang in anywhere. And a Sonic over here up front. So I guess there's plenty of room. And again, we added the 4th popper cannon onto this side over here. It was pretty fun how they included those in, and I suppose actually you could remove these and use the posts for figures. So we could take that out, and we could place Rouge up there, and then we could take our extra cannon popper and throw it into the back, this opening door, into the hole for storage. What a ship though, what a high sailing vessel. Rolls really cleanly on the table, also has some rudders down below, and I believe there's a 4th hatch up on the deck. So how does that exactly work as Sonic goes flying? So if Sonic is being troublesome, just place him on the deck here and then press this button, the wheelhouse button, and it should release the trapdoor. Or push it kind of forward, it loosens it. You're gonna have to kind of push him in there yourself. There we go. Now it's working cleaner. So I got a nice little trapdoor feature. That is really tight. High seas fun. It is quite large. It's filling up most of my table really well. I'm clocking its height at about 16 inches in height and almost 20 inches deep. So it's quite the vessel. 10 inches wide, so it is a huge, huge action play piece. So now we can take a look at more of these Paradise Prism capsules. I love these because they kind of remind me of Prism icebergs for the ship to run into. Pick up a 3-pack of these, and you got some interesting sailings to do. I wish I could find a discernible code on these. I have not. There's numbers under here, numbers back here, but I have found nothing that kind of adds together. And they just simply open up. Oh my goodness, we got another Captain Dread. So again, these are static figures, but painted pretty well. We've got a little display base for them. Find a point to peg in, and most importantly, extra prism shards. This shard feels almost the same color as Sail's tails back there. So we got Knuckles there, and who did I find in the final? Oh, a Shadow, nice. That is a really good find. A really, really good find, as there has not been a Crash Shadow 2-inch figure released yet for this series, although you could easily use a previous generation Shadow figure for this series as he's not dressed up. Got the Master Emerald here holding it up high, and a more of a yellow shard. Each shard should be a little bit different, although I swear Sail's tails and Angel's shard are really similar. Other figures available in this series: keep an eye out for a Sonic, a Rusty Rose in center, actually 2 Sonics there, one Boss Cage I believe, and one New Yolk City, hard to tell. Tails there from Boss Cage is that Mangy, and then Boss Cage Amy Rose, so another few to look for. I think I'm good where I'm at though. But that right there is what you need to get if you want to man your ship, if you want to get that 3-pack, get that to get the extra characters of the Nowhere. And then as for this 3-pack here, which I actually found first before I found the Nowhere pack, here's the New York City pack. Not as well themed to the ship, but still some extra great characters. Let's see what we got in here. Out of pack. This one you get this really nice shard podium, although my shard is crooked. For some reason it's standing very odd, and it almost looks like it's starting to crack. I heard that you were able to combine these somehow. Somehow these shards combine. I got 2 points here. And I guess you can place this red shard onto this blue shard somehow and then stick this in. Did I do that right? Well, there's some sort of combining ability with those shards, as all these figures are falling over. There's Sonic, New York City Sonic, Speedy Red City Shoes, and there's Tails 9 with his tails wrapped around the core of the tail there, looking good. Hard to stand though because it's so heavy back there. And Rusty Rose is here, my favorite. Love Rusty Rose. Mechanical Cyborg. So good series of 3 to add into your collection of Prism Prime. So an impressive 2.5-inch figure scale of Sonic Prime figures. A little bit more cost effective if you go this way, get a 3-pack, get more figures than some of the larger scale figures that kind of fall apart at times, but then are not as large, but still pretty fun. And then that Angles Voyage ship, what a build. If you liked today's video, please give us a squawk, a squirrelive, a squament, your favorite feature or Prime character of Sonic. Don't forget we now have Squirrel Stampede merch out, like a plush Landry, t-shirts, water bottle, that sort of fun. Thank you so much for watching. That's what I have to say about that.